Rebuild of the favorites, be here for the latest. South side or the north side, not tuned to the greatest. Home team for the home teams, both sides got our own rings. On the mound or the long ball, but we don't pull the wrong strings, yeah. It's that time of the year now. Wrigley or Gantes or the whole league that we hear now. New show with a new mood, discussions and interviews. Trade rumors that might be. This is Pinwheels and Knife.
What's going on, everybody? Yeah, that's right. Special Monday edition, bitches. Hold on. We're doing some retweeting. So hold on. We'll be with y'all momentarily. And we totally plan on starting at 6:30 too. So we just totally nailed the time.
This is like the most on time we've ever been.
Yes. As far as you all know. You guys ready?
Yep.
All right. 3, 2. What's going on, everybody? It is Tuesday, April 27th, and this is a very rare, special, early in the week edition of the Pinwheels and Ivy podcast. I'm your host, Matt Swaski, a.k.a. Father Zoe, a.k.a. Southside Zoe, and with me, as always, Mr. Aldo Soto.
So I just want to put my name into the ring here for the Colorado Rockies, who are looking for a new baseball president. My resume includes being in first place of our Pinwheels and Ivy fantasy baseball draft.
Yes,
just killed Zoe this week, past week. So.
Yep, and the good Reverend K. Fids.
Hey, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and announce my presence. I will be the second inning replacement for Zach Davies, who right now couldn't probably break a window with his fastball and couldn't get an out right now if the other team gave them an out. I don't know. I got nothing. I couldn't think of anything. So.
Yeah, you kind of
terrible.
Gotcha. So we're doing a special Monday Night Live Tuesday for the podcast edition of the show because two things. One, we weren't able to do a show last week because life got in the way. And two, there's a lot of shit to talk about, like a lot. So we feel like we're going to do the show tonight, and then we're still going to do our normal Thursday night show. But a lot happened this weekend. It's great. You know, we're smack dab in we're in the shit, as people like to say. It's baseball season, 162 games. Let's get going, and let's just dive into it. With all that being said, let's tap this cat. As always, the show is brought to you by PointsBet. Make sure you are downloading the app. I think you still have to go to the casino to activate the app, but go do that. There's a lot of free bets. Use promo code Pinwheels whenever you do that. PointsBet, they still got great odds. They got awesome home run insurance promos, things like that going on. So, like, if you bet Andrew Vaughn to hit a home run in the Sox game and it hits, great. If it doesn't and the Sox win, you get however money you bet in free bets. So you basically get your money back, which is pretty dope. It lets you it's up to $25, so you could take a little bit of a long shot on some guys like Andrew Vaughn, who has yet to hit a MLB home run. So I think you both know where I want to start.
Zach Davies
at the beginning with Vicini.
No, I want to start
Madison Bumgarner, no hitter. By the way, I couldn't care less about that.
Yeah,
I got nothing on that.
That seemed to get people fired up, and I think it was just like because it was a cool thing to discuss. My official statement on it is it's a no-hitter with an asterisk. I mean, if you want to call the Dodgers a World Series champion after 60 games last year, then Madison Bumgarner threw a no-hitter at 7 innings.
All right.
Hey, I've heard other things. If it's agreed upon before the game that you're going to play this many innings, then you played that many innings and you got no hit for the set amount of projected innings.
Yeah, I think it goes in the record book. No hitter with an asterisk.
It's a nomad or a phono.
I don't think Bumgarner cares.
No, his interview was fantastic.
He's like, yeah, and thanks to Manfred for the 7-inning games. Thanks for the shadows so people couldn't see my shit. Yeah, the guy doesn't care. He's probably in a rodeo right now under the name Buck Nasty or something doing his thing. He doesn't give a shit. But no, where I want to start is the coming of age of one Nicholas Madrigal. Yes.
Overrated. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. It's and I tweeted this out. It's crazy to think that a player in Major League Baseball a player in Major League Baseball needs like more than 60 games to figure out speed of Major League Baseball. I mean, look, man, not everybody's going to come up and be Albert Pujols. That's why Albert Pujols' rookie season was an anomaly. It was amazing. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, he was the machine. I'm trying to look at how many games Nick Madrigal has played. I see plate appearances. Damn it, Savant, why are you making this hard?
He has played a total of he's played a total of 48 games.
48 games. Guy's played 48 games in Major League Baseball. No, he's not going to be, you know, a top 3, you know, anything in Major League Baseball. But what we're seeing, and what did we say in the show at the beginning of the season when he was kind of fucking up all the time? I said he looks like a kid that was scared that he was going to get yelled at. You know what I mean? Like, after a bad play or something, they would zoom in on him and he sat there and he seriously looked like he was about to catch a belt in the parking lot. You know what I mean? Like, he looked like he was nervous that he was about to get yelled at. So I don't know what happened. Well, actually, I do know what happened. What happened was he started hitting a little bit and the confidence started growing. And then all of a sudden he hit a triple in the Boston series, which was awesome. He hit pretty good in the Boston series. And then this weekend versus Texas, this was the most complete series for Nick Madrigal in his young Major League career. He played very good defense. He had a great defensive play in second base where one of the fastest guys in the leagues hit a shot in the hole at second base. He got it 360, got it to Abreu while keeping the runner on third, and that game was a one-run game. So stuff like that, and he made a lot of other great plays, and that actually led me to another point, but I'm gonna hold it to the end here. And then he had the other thing that people like to get on him about is his base running, and we saw that baseball IQ that we were all told about on the bunt to the pitcher where he waited at third base for the pitcher to turn his back to him, and he released right away. Scored. It was very good base running, very smart base running. It was what you expected of him. And that's the whole thing. Keep this in mind when I'm saying all this. None of this is like amazing, but I feel like he's finally playing like we expected him to. I think that's fair to say. You know what I mean? Like, this is why he was drafted so high. Now, the other things that he's doing that are just unbelievable, and I tweeted out a really good story from Fangraphs about it, but he doesn't swing and miss. Like, he doesn't at all. He's swung and missed on
does not.
5 pitches.
He has more extra base hits than swing and misses, doesn't he?
Yes.
I have to say, though, I think Steve Stone says it all the time, that like the most frustrating thing that can happen to a pitcher on the mound is just not being able to put away a guy. Because and obviously he has a nickname, Nicky Two Strikes, but It's just fucking incredible. He'll sit there like on a 3-2 count and just keep fouling off everything you have. And he'll have these 9, 10, 11 pitch at bats. And it has to be frustrating as hell for the pitcher.
That's the thing. It frustrates a pitcher. It brings up the pitch count. But the other thing is he's putting balls in play, but he's finding holes. He's putting it where they ain't. He's already got 2 triples on the year. You know what I mean? He's not going to hit. He's not going to have like a 96 average exit velo, but his average exit velocity is not terrible. It's actually better than Yohan Moncada's right now. Ooh, where's that argument? So that brings me to my last thing about him, because I don't really want to just harp on this. I'm just happy. I'm happy to see him playing to what I thought he would be. That's it. Like, he hit the walk-off against Texas, which, I mean, that was the game he played, had that nice-ass play in the field too. If I don't know what else he could do to boost his confidence. Well, you saw. He came back on Sunday and just looked great. Yeah, K-Fitch, you look like you're trying to burn me with your mind. You're on mute too.
I know. I'm focused.
Yes. But like, he came back on Sunday, had a great game on Sunday too. He's hitting, and it's so much so that like now people are actually, the debate has gone from like, oh, he sucks to he should be batting leadoff or second in the lineup. And our guy, good buddy of ours from the 108 Beef Loaf, has made some really good points about him batting up in the lineup. Now, I don't disagree for the most part, but I also really like him in that 9th spot, man. I really like what he's got going on with TA. They have a lot of chemistry already working that middle of the lineup together, and you could already tell when Madrigal's on base and TA's up, like there's something, they have like some kind of communication worked out where he's jumping on pitches a little bit before. And you're absolutely right, Alex. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And when I say Alex, for those of you that listen to the podcast, we do this show live. You can get in the comment section, talk to us while we're recording. Sometimes I can read.
I do have to say, at the point of moving up Madrigal, like when you do have the days when, when you have like, who the hell is starting it? Like if you have like Billy Hamilton batting, or like if you have Billy Hamilton in your lineup, or like, when you had a couple guys injured and like Jake Lamb was in the lineup and stuff like that, I think there's like pretty good merit to, you should probably have one of your best hitters not be 9th and like move him up in the lineup instead of having Jake Lamb have like 5 at bats.
Here's the thing: Jake Lamb needs to get moneyballed. They need to trade Jake Lamb so Tony La Russa can't play him. I wish there was like a camera in there where La Russa's like, Lamb, you're batting 5th, and then someone just goes, you can't bat him 5th because he's not on the team, and it would be fantastic. Billy Hamilton's done exactly what they wanted him to do. That's the thing too with the White Sox. A lot of these guys, like, hold on. I want to finish my point because I'm not getting away with this because it's bugging me. I understand if people don't like Nick Madrigal. I get that. Don't understand it, but I get it. I understand that some people think he was a reach at the draft pick he was taken. I understand that people don't like that he doesn't hit bombs because that's just the way the game goes. I don't think you really understand baseball, but still, that's fine. But it's actually gotten to the point where it's like I was frustrated over this weekend at it, and now I'm laughing at it. But the lengths that people are going to still talk shit about him when he's playing like good ass baseball is just absolutely hilarious to me. Now all of a sudden he's throwing the ball too slow to second and first base now.
Is he? Maybe he is.
Tim Anderson threw the ball fucking 40 feet to the right to Jose Abreu and on a double play turn. And immediately in my mentions, it was because Nick Madrigal fed him the ball too slow. I was like, the slow feed didn't cause Tim Anderson to throw the ball into the opponent's dugout. Like this, it's just, and then what else did I see? Oh, like,
by the way, I'll throw this one out there. When it comes to it was a slow feed. Guess what? You're not supposed to. There's a reason why Tim Anderson needs to use chop steps. His timing is supposed to be predicated on that feed. So even when Tim Anderson, if Tim Anderson is being affected by a slow feed, Tim Anderson is doing his footwork all wrong. I'll just say that right now. So it's either Tim Anderson can't throw the ball.
It was just a bad throw. It was a bad throw. But
don't blame it on Madrigal.
To put that on Madrigal, fucking come on.
You know what that is? That's blame shifting away from a player towards a player. Maybe that you don't want to give bad juju to.
My final point too is just, and I'm noticing this a lot. And what I'm asking to the listeners of the show, the people listening to this podcast, the people in the comments, whatever, feel free to come at me on Twitter at SouthsideZo. What I really need people to stop doing is just because you root for a player more than others on a team, stop giving horrible takes just because he's your guy. Because you look dumb. And I do it too. And I'm putting hand up. I do it too all the time. But like Tim Anderson throws a ball in the 3rd row. You can't be like, oh, that's the fucking Sun's fault. It's like, come on, dude. Like,
I mean, obviously I'm not into like the
major leaguer. He can throw 90 feet
right
with his butt cheek in the air and 1 foot behind his head.
Right.
Like, I'm not like deeply involved in like the day to day of like White Sox Twitter, but like you obviously see it. Like I'm on the Pinwheels account sometimes, and you go through the timeline. But I mean, the way it seems that Nick Madrigal is talked about, it reminds me of like the Almora talk. But like Nick Madrigal has actually been like
good,
like really good.
Yes.
Like Almora Jr. was like really good when he first came up. And he had like a first good half in 2018. But like the majority of Almora's time with the Cubs, it was like, holy shit, stop giving this guy a chance because he can't.
Right.
But like Nick Madrigal so far, like what is it? The 48 games, he's like a 320 hit, 327 hitter.
Yeah,
who has made like some like boneheaded mistakes at like the worst possible times, but overall you have to be like really fucking happy that your number 9 hitter is hitting like 330.
Right. And I mean, Mr. Hand is funny because on this show 2 out of 3 of us is going to say Madrigal. Kevin's face is already getting red. You said the magic word. But I mean,
to make Kevin really like explode, it has to be Madrigal or Warner.
Right. Well,
yeah, that one's. Those are actually, and you know what? Those are actually somewhat comparable players.
I would say so. Yes,
because they're both contact guys. They're both speed guys. They're smaller guys, but they're both dudes that are underrated.
Hoyer's got more pop.
Horner has a little bit more
Madrigal,
pop. Sure.
Madrigal is just like it just goes back. Yes, Horner does have the contact skills, but Madrigal is like the 99th percentile, or like he's like the elite of the elite.
But Nico's is in heads above better defender than Nick.
Yeah, like Nick Madrigal just like does not swing and miss.
No, he doesn't.
But Nico, as of right now, is the better defender because Madrigal has ground to make up because he started out so poorly in that aspect. But
Nico's a Gold Glove candidate right now. Like he literally was almost a Gold Glover. He was a runner-up last year, wasn't he?
Well,
like,
and I mean,
fantastic.
Madrigal won a Gold Glove in AAA. Like he won all the awards in college. Like he's a good fielder. Again, he just had to catch up, and he hasn't even played 60 fucking games yet. Jesus Christ, man!
Did you hear that? Did you see what Alex Ruge said? Wait, are you talking about Nico and Madrigal?
That was probably the most grindy team in the world. That pitchers hated that team.
I guarantee you.
For those of you that are listening, Alex, our in-house fact checker, said he learned yesterday that those two were 15 under teammates.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Could you imagine if I pitched against that team? I'd like go play in traffic because that would be terrible.
Well, here's the thing too, though, and this is the thing that Madrigal, which this is a good thing. Players like Madrigal, players like Nico Horner, these types of players are the future of Major League Baseball. And I'm going to take some shit for this, but I'm telling you right now, baseball is cyclic. These 3 outcome approaches will eventually give way to the contact guys that move the line because people are going to start seeing with these shifts, you need more bat control. And unless you're going to hit the ball out of the ballpark 40 times a year, and some of these guys can, sure. The whole thing of having an entire like the Cubs roster, it's absolute dog shit. It literally, other than Nico Horner, it's the exact same outcome, 3 outcome for every single dude down the line all the way to the 8 hole.
What were we talking about, Aldo? What were we talking about before? Right now in Major League Baseball, people just aren't hitting. As a whole right now, MLB / before the night games tonight is 232, 310, 390, which would be the lowest ever.
And look what the contact guys are doing. Look at the contact guys. Because you know what? They can hit the high fastball. They can hit the pitch anywhere. The 3 outcome guys, they are exposed under the hands and elevated in the zone. Except for the home run that Hendricks gave up the other night. That pitch was basically over the dude's head. I don't know how that even went out. But
yeah.
It's you have to understand that it's a cyclic game. And so this 3 outcome shit, which is fine. I don't enjoy the 3 outcome as much as some people. I'd rather see a dude spin a cap, hit
I
a
like
gapper.
the 3 outcome when the Cubs could actually do 2 of them.
Yeah.
But you can't have 3 outcomes down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need to have a non-3 outcome in the
one of
leadoff.
them way too often.
You need 2, 3, 4 3 outcome, 5 not a 3 outcome, 6 3 out. You need to just like David Ross is, and some of these coaches are addicted to the lefty righty thing. You need to be addicted more to the 3 outcome non-3, 3 outcome non-3. You need to pepper your line. There is no lineup in baseball other than maybe the Dodgers and maybe the White Sox too that can consistently roll out 3 hits in a row, 4 hits in a row. You know why? Because the 3 outcome guys fuck it all up in the middle because you don't have 3 contact guys consecutive, and so the 3 outcome guys blow up and they're like rally killers.
Breaking we have to address this. We have to address this breaking news. We need to have a live in-show debate here. If
what just happened?
So here we go, Kevin. In our Pinwheels and Ivy Fantasy Baseball League.
This is a good trade. This is a good trade.
Big fucking names here.
This is a good trade.
Big fucking names here. So, Matt or Zoe is giving up or is trading Tim Anderson, DJ LeMahieu, and Carlos Rodon.
Yep.
For Fernando Tatis Jr. Thoughts, Kevin?
Well, I'm the commissioner. I'm going to take a poop and then I'm going to vote on it and decide. No, I was kidding.
No.
Hey, I don't know.
Trade.
You know, it's good to have a commissioner that sucks at fantasy baseball because I'm literally only ahead of Aloha in the standings. So
Kevin, you thought you were going to have an easy week.
Probably a damn good trade. So I guess
Kevin thought he was going to have an easy week. I think he was facing the last place team. They just lost.
Last place team when I made the last place team a middle of the standings team because I can't hit. My team hits like the Cubs in April.
So are you doing this just to like get rid of the stink of the White Sox trade?
No, I just feel like the league's a little stale. The league's a little stale. Okay. Need a little trade, little shake.
You traded Rodon, right?
Yeah, you're sending your team a message after that 8-2 beatdown.
You sold high. You got max value right there, possibly.
Yes.
So yeah, you
might
have gotten sold high too. Maybe you were just high.
I
might have got
sold.
I'm not sure, one of the two,
but I'm selling low on Tim Anderson.
Here we go. So, what are you doing?
I'm selling high on Carlos Rodon, selling low on Tim Anderson, and actually probably selling low.
It sounds like this is a lopsided trade here.
That's fine. I thought I was winning this trade.
What if I were to say I could give you Zach Davies, Alec Mills for Fernando Tatis?
No, Tatis, baby, he's taking me to promised land. And yes, I was a little upset that I got fucking smoked, but last week by Aldo. So I was like, shake up. I was
noticing. Am I taking this league too seriously? Maybe. But hey, you gotta be act. I think I was looking at our moves. I think I have like 8 times the next closest waiver
That's good.
moves.
That's good.
I have like 38 waiver moves or something.
And for the record,
I have actually. Let me see here.
Hi, Mike.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 or wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 7 guys on IL.
Oh yeah, my whole team.
That includes Rodon, Bellinger, Mondesi.
I don't want to hear any excuses. I started the year without a starting
Rosenthal. I have like
Juan Soto's hurt. You went the whole week without having to face Juan Soto.
I started the year without George Springer, Trent Grisham, and
All right. All right.
I know everyone cares about our fantasy league, but that's why we're talking about it.
At least Noah's making it worth it while he's going to get a couple RBIs and score a run off of.
I think that's a good trade, but time will tell.
I think that was a lot, but
people got mad at me when I traded Nick Madrigal for Andrew Vaughn. People gave me shit for that one. I'm winning that trade right now. But right now, that's the other thing. Andrew Vaughn's hitting the absolute piss off the ball. He has the highest exit velocity on the White Sox.
When he plays,
which is wild to me. The guy's on a 5-game heater. He's starting to figure it out. He's getting his rhythm. You know what's a good idea then? Let's sit him down. Let's start Larry Garcia in left.
I think Tony La Russa is doing everything he can by intent. And this is the old dog here. He's doing whatever he can to keep Vaughn uncomfortable for as long as possible. He's not giving Vaughn anything, which means Vaughn, a rookie, still carry the damn pink backpack. Go grab the bag of candy.
SpongeBob.
You're still carrying SpongeBob, dude. Mm-hmm. Hey, great job. Great 5 games. Guess what? You're still a rookie. Carry the gear.
I just think that thing is so weird to me because, again, if the Cubs are doing the Cubs did this with Chris Bryant,
they did.
No, they didn't. Because when they called up Chris Bryant, he was starting every game.
Oh, you're talking about the starting thing. I thought you were talking about the backpacks and the
the
rite of passage,
playing
keeping the rookies uncomfortable.
Best young hitters.
Oh yeah.
That part.
Oh, fold it up, boys. Burns gave up a hit.
Oh, by the way, Zoe, would you trade for Burns? Would you trade Magical for Burns now?
Yeah, duh.
I just want to say we did have one podcast episode in the offseason where all 3 of us were like, Corbin Burns, who?
Yeah.
That was a bad look. That was a bad look for us, boys.
But notice that we wear it. We wear it.
We did, yeah. We're off. We missed that one.
Yeah, we blew that one big time. But
Corbin Burry has 41 strikeouts and like 0 walks.
yeah, I mean, he's just unreal. But
well, there's a reason.
I don't like it. He gets it. Doesn't mean I have to like it. Like I get it.
No, that's the thing.
I get. That's the thing is I get it.
You
I
can
don't
still
like it.
criticize Tony La Russa.
No.
La Russa, even if you like him. It
Here's
doesn't
it.
matter.
I don't
He's
like
like
it.
he's
Here's what
done things that have been bad.
I've gotten into a debate about this, an argument with this. Some people believe I can't criticize Tony La Russa. No, you can absolutely criticize whoever the hell you want.
Anyone.
That's absolutely your prerogative. You can complain after every game if you want. If you complain after every game and you complain every day, really, what does that make you? A complainer.
Yeah,
that's not really fun. Now, if you want to criticize,
it makes you a fan on Twitter.
If you're going to criticize, though, just bring the data. That's all. Bring the data. If you don't like a bunt, if you don't like a bunt call that works, if you don't like it because you don't like to give up outs, guess what? In the game of baseball, especially when there's only like a 1.2% change in expected outcome, and of course they win based on the move. But you can sit here and you could judge all you want, but the fact is there's a million ways to skin a cat in baseball. There's a million ways to win a baseball game. And I'm telling you right now, when a guy like Tony La Russa looks at a game, he doesn't look at it the same way that you or me look at it. He looks at it with twice a lifetime more of experience than we do. I mean, he's like
maybe
Yoda,
some blurry vision.
And it's right. But he's seen this before. He's seen this show. He's seen this hitter. He's seen this matchup. He's seen this scenario. He looks at it and goes, I've seen this before. I know that's it. I know how this movie ends. So I'm going to make a move because he's been there before. And a lot of people wanted to get all over Tony La Russa for the, with the bunt. You know what? Because then you know what I heard them say? They could have just stole with Luis Robert.
So
guess what?
Let's get into
What's
that.
What's the difference between stealing and bunting in the Bill James analytics? Nothing. They're both dumb, like according to Bill James, dumb risks. But in late game situations,
we need someone.
I'm gonna complain about Alex Rude's accounting skills.
Who's the high school reporter in Vegas? Who does all the write ups for the games?
We need the scoops.
Yeah, we need the scoops here.
Well,
we need to track your.
It used to be Damon.
Every single
Damon
one of your
Siders
moves, Kevin. When you get back to man.
Yeah,
I actually have a story. Again, I do have a story in the newspaper. I think it was 2015. I think it'll be. It was like the second game of the year, maybe the third game of the year. No, it was actually later. It was league game. We had our ace on the hill. Or no, our ace was in the outfield, and it was a tie ball game.
Was it Ohtani?
And I sent him to the pen as soon as we got the out. As soon as they got the out, to end the end to get up. It was a tie ball game. We were the road team. I sent him. I go down to the pen. I'm going to pinch hit for you. Now he was one of our better hitters. He was hitting like 400, but he was our best arm. I ended up playing for Holy Cross, a Division I pitcher. He goes down to the pen. He gets loose, and I could feel people going, "What the hell are you doing, Fiddler?" I pinch hit with a sophomore, a switch hitter, Mitchell Rathbun, awesome kid.
In all fairness, I say that every day.
Guess what happens? Mitchell Rathbun hits a double. It's a double.
I was going to say,
and scores on a base hit, falls down at first base. The picture in the newspaper actually was him falling down at the plate. Scores the run. Spada comes in, gets the smoke ring. Game over. Even after the game is over, the newspaper article unorthodox move leads to Panthers win. I'm like, well, not really. You need to get your best guy loose.
You still got the win.
I knew what this kid could do. The sophomore was a freaking stud. He just didn't have a spot that he was just now getting there, and it was fine with it. And it's like the same kind of thing. You pitch, you make a move because the situation dictates it. Analytics can get you so far. They can get you to the postseason over 662 games. But in a 7-game series or in a head-to-head battle, analytics means dick. It means gut moves and observing the ebb and flow of the game and then making your moves based on where the game is moving at that moment. Analytics can be deceptive. You could have a guy that goes 4 for 4 and then 0 for the next 3 games, and his analytics might look great because he was really good in those 4s. So you got to look at it in that sense. And that's where, again, analytics get you there. The thing that Tony La Russa does better is he outmanages his opponent and his opposing.
So hold on, I want to talk about this 9th inning because this was a big conversation.
Zach Davies just hit a double. Jesus.
That's funny.
Nope, it's a single.
Offense, baby.
Nope, he stopped at first on a ball down in the corner. Attaboy.
So Hendricks came in and pitched in the top of the 9th. Calhoun hits a home run off a 97-mile-an-hour fastball that was like in the 4th row, but he went up and got it. Like, although, like you're saying, you just got to tip your hat to him.
Yeah, I mean that was
9 out of 10 times that's a put away pitch.
That's not even a swing pitch.
No,
Like that's
and
just
he went up and got it, but of course he hits a home run, so Hendricks sucks according to everyone. But whatever. So it goes into the bottom of the 9th, tie game. Luis Robert hits an infield single. Can't teach speed, kids. So then you got Grandal come up. Okay, Grandal isn't exactly what you would call hot right now. Guy's not hitting. He bat dropped a fly out earlier in the series. Like the guy's just, it's a real tough look. Guy is just not hitting right now, not in his groove whatsoever, and he still has a 1 for his speed ranking on MLB The Show. It's out of 100. he has a 1, so he's not exactly fast. So you have arguably the fastest guy on your team. Maybe it's Billy Hamilton. I'd like to see that race. On first base, you have no outs, and you have the slowest guy on your team who's not hitting up.
Nico, another hit.
So if you let him go, if he goes up there and starts swinging away, obviously now we're going to play the what if game. But in my head, before the bunt thing or anything came down, or Adam Engel, we'll see what he is post injury as far as fast. But
he's hitting right there.
I'm just thinking, okay, Grandal's probably going to hit into a double play. And again, that's me, a middle 37-year-old fat white dude just sitting at home like this guy's probably going to hit into a double play.
And hey, I'm going to preface this, by the way, because I feel like some people might even jump on this on the chat. He has his outcomes this season. He has hit 52% of the baseballs on the ground. Mm-hmm. And so I want to say it was James maybe, or someone put out like, well, he has a 1% double play ratio. And well, guess what? His double play ratio this year is 6 times what it was last year. He has already grounded into 2 double plays in 18 ground balls. So there's and also that move as well.
When it's a 1-on-1 game, the biggest part is you got to get that run. You got to move that runner. So his pop out to short left field or short right field isn't going to move Robert. So what does Luis call for? He calls for a bunt. Okay.
And by the way, he's not striking out a lot. He's striking out at a career low, so he's going to put the ball in play, which
he's
means
going to hit
it was probably chance
yeah
of hitting a ground ball.
It's probably going to be a little dog piss pop out, or he's going to hit into a double play. Either way, you're not going to get the job done. So Grandal puts the bunt down to the pitcher. Robert gets to second base. Okay, it worked.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we can sit here and play what if until we're blue in the face. Yes, walk is a very good possibility, but
if he's showing bunt, he doesn't have to. Again, if you're showing for a sack, you can take a walk. It's not automatic. You pull the bat back if it's not a strike. It's actually easier to take a walk when you're showing bunt. So he could take a walk.
But the thing is,
strike, leave it.
It worked. And so now people were mad too, because then Mercedes is up next. Mercedes is your best hitter right now on the team. Hottest bat on the team, I should say. And
what had he done that night?
I don't think he was good that night.
Was he 0 for the point at that point?
I think that was the 0 for game. But
it was a bad night.
You basically took the bat out of Mercedes' hand. Everybody and their grandmother knew they were going to intentionally walk Mercedes, which they should, and that's the right move. But people were pissed because you took the bat out of his hand. But again, it worked. So, you know what I mean? But then Hamilton comes up, he strikes out swinging, whatever, good old college effort.
Matty Mitch says a good point. He was so hot that maybe they would even walked him with a runner at first.
Yeah, I doubt that. But then Nicky fucking Madrigal comes up and he juices a ball over Joey Gallo's head.
Okay, I do have to say this. What are you doing, Texas? Why are you I mean, I guess it's Nicky Madrigal and they think he can't drive the ball, but why are you so shallow out there?
Good.
That route by Gallo, he might have well been named Magellan.
Yeah, that is why.
That's why.
Joey Gallo's route, he basically went to 7-Eleven, or he drove to Nebraska.
Dude, it was brutal.
to go to Texas.
It's not like Nick Madrigal's got a whole bunch of extra base hits. that's why, because he gets most of his hits
Nick Madrigal has
stop liners in front of outfielders.
Nick Madrigal literally right now has 20 grade power. It is what it is. He has 20 grade power. So I don't blame Gallo, but his route.
Yeah, the route.
He looked like he was drunk. He almost fell down backwards. And so it went over his head. Nicky Madrigal.
Holy shit! He hit the ball my way.
yeah. It was like whoa. And so I'm glad they gave him credit for the double because he needed that for his OPS.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but I looked at him like, wait.
How did that
I always
not
thought
just
like
be a
at the end of games, like they just get like a single because
Yeah.
like, the run score.
But see,
But there was a runner on second, right?
right with Robert
First
on
and second,
second.
Oh, I see. I wonder if Magical got to second before Robert.
He made sure.
scored.
Now, see, watch the game
He
from
took
again.
second.
He made sure he touched second before they started playing.
Dude, Nick Magical.
need to
Who
do
says
that,
he
by the
doesn't
way.
have high baseball IQ?
So
Who says he doesn't
Cerebral.
have high baseball?
Do you know how many games I have seen walk-offs where the kid hits the walk-off and immediately doesn't touch first and runs out and starts celebrating with their teammates? I have seen that at least a dozen times. We're like, dude,
Nope.
what?
Now I'm not calling.
Bye.
Now this in no way is calling Nick Magical selfish, but I do wonder in the future because you know how like outfielders are like, oh well, fuck it, the game's over, and they just let the ball roll, right? Did KB just strike out? What happened, Kevin?
No, I'm getting helicopter dad
All right, so here we go.
butterflies right now. Bases
So, like,
loaded, 2
what-
outs, KB up.
So like, let's say like it's the end of a year and a guy has to get like to like 30 home run mark, right? Like, and like they hit a walk off hit and the outfielder just like lets the ball roll.
Not a
Like-
strike. That ball's fucking 6 inches below. God, sorry.
Like the team has
Fitz
to
is
let the
watching-
runner
Fitz
keep
is
running
watching
around the
the Cubs game.
bases.
Just so everyone knows, Fitz is watching the Cubs.
I'm
game.
watching Chris hit right now, and he just got called strike one, about 6 inches below the zone for a 6'5" guy.
Umpires have not been good this year.
God
But go ahead.
dang.
Sorry, Aldo.
So like, I was gonna say like if you're the teammates, right? Like you have to let your guy keep running.
Oh dear God! Get out, ball!
Is it
Get
a
out,
grand
ball!
slam?
Get
Yeah.
out, ball! Ah! KB, extend that son of a bitch!
no,
Hey.
he stinks.
Hey Tom Ricketts, pay the man. Tie
And
ball
also,
game.
I apologize for all our listeners who are now deaf. But
Sorry.
yeah, I took the over in this game, so I'm very happy with that. Yeah, KB stinks, dude. So does Magical. But where was I going? I
Sorry,
completely
guys.
lost my train
I'm
of
so
thought.
sorry, that was so loud too, and I apologize.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a grand slam. You can get excited for a grand slam. But the other thing that
Whoa, breaking news. I just tried to tweet out pay Chris Bryant and Twitter wouldn't let me. I'm not even lying. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Is Tom Ricketts behind this?
try it again.
Could be.
Try it again. If it does it again, then yeah, you got
Let's
a problem.
Let's see. Tweet.
Might- Did you get
Okay.
suspended again?
Okay. No, it let me.
Lucky
I
hit
did,
trade.
I did take the screenshot though because I was like, whoa, what the hell?
Yep, KB trade value never been higher. You guys want Jake Lamb?
Would you trade Nick Madrigal for Chris Bryant?
For some weird reason, Herb Lawrence brought that up earlier, and people were like, "No." I'm like, "What? Are you guys stupid?" Yes, you trade Nick Madrigal for the Cubs. Don't need 82nd bait middle infielders, but
Is this just Twitter? Because it's like, okay, now it took 5 tries to get something to tweet.
Oh, say Tom Ricketts is behind this, Kevin. Was it a Chris Bryant related tweet? Same thing
So-
happened to me.
the other thing with the White Sox that I wanted to bring up was
Michael Kopech is fucking.
well, Michael Kopech is just. We can get to that in a second, but
Dylan Cease hate.
Luis Roberts not whiffing.
Oh,
He still has those at bats where I want to like strangle him because he just like does like a meh swing. And I'm like, what are you doing? You know, like all these at bats count, dude. Like, what are you doing? The low and away breaking stuff, but his whiff rate has gone down insanely, which is great. I mean, he's getting a little bit more plate discipline, but the other big thing is he's taking the ball to right field. And I think Kevin, you brought it up on the show a bunch of times. If he could start doing that, he's going to be a very dangerous hitter. And we're starting to see that more and more. All in all, it was a really good weekend for the Sox. And then the last thing that I wanted to touch on, though, was, Michael Kopech, dude. Lucas Giolito cut his finger. He thought a bottle was a twist off. It wasn't. We've all been there. And so he's going to start on Tuesday. But they put Kopech in on a day's notice. He comes in, gets 10 strikeouts in 5 innings of work, and his shit was just electric, man. Just two seamers run or fastball movement, just running in on players' hands, breaking away from the lefties. I mean, his second and third pitches were on. He's hitting 97, 98 on the gun. He looked very calm, confident, and collected out on the hill. And I have no problem with any of it. The only thing that annoyed me was how people immediately are like, well, why isn't he in the rotation? You have to remember, dude, like there's a method to this. There's a reason why he's on a pitch count every time he goes out there. And the good counterpoint to that, though, is he went 5 innings on a pitch count. Cease hasn't gone 5 innings with no leash yet. So I'm curious as to what you two think as outsiders looking in. Like, a lot of people right now are calling for Kopech to take Cease's spot in the rotation and move Cease to the bullpen. That's the hotness right now.
So for me, I think I told you is that you got to put Kopech in overseas. But think about it. You have to go back. I did think about it earlier today, and I was like, well, Kopech hasn't pitched since 2018. Obviously,
right.
He's coming off the Tom John end, and then he's coming off of just not pitching last year. Mm-hmm. So you don't want to have it be October playoff time, and you just ran through what he can give you because you were starting him. Yeah, you don't want to get to October and then have Kopech out there, and he's my arm is dead now or something. Yes. So it's going to be interesting how they manage it. But I think Beefloaf wrote about it right before the season. Is here's my plan to get these innings in where you can start him a few times, put him back in the bullpen, and then kind of go back and forth. Yep. But I mean, If it was a completely normal situation where Kopech wasn't coming off the long delay of not pitching for an entire year or whatever, I think no doubt it would be we're probably going to be making a switch soon. But there is the long delay. You don't know how the arm is going to react after. I mean, what's the most he's ever pitched in a year?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
They even said, though, before the season even started, they anticipated this happening. Mm-hmm. They said before the season even started, he is on a pitch limit this season.
Yeah. So you get the gut reaction, just put him in the rotation.
Right.
But you have to plan it out long term, and I think you have to just stay patient with it right now.
Right. And all I can hope for is he pulls Dylan aside and is like, bro, here, this is how you make your fastball dance. I'm going to show you, because he needs that right now, because Cease is fine. Cease is not as bad as people are painting him to be. He just needs to work on the walks. He just still has the he has the opposite problem of what pitchers have with Madrigal. He has that with Barry. He just can't put guys away sometimes. Right.
And that just keeps expanding. And it was different. I didn't watch the start against the Rangers this weekend, so I don't know how that first inning went with him.
I'll tell you. Because I was just going to bring it up. I'll tell you exactly how it went. He was dealing fine, and then Robert gave up the 2-base error, and then all of a sudden he got in his own fucking head, and he couldn't come back from it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, with him, it's always I don't think it's anything new. It's just it seems to be in his head where he just overthinks it, overthrows, and then he can't throw strikes.
Cease for Chris Bryant.
No, everybody shut the fuck up on
that. Was that a real discussion?
I am I'm post-coital over here right now. I really need to suck my thumb and curl up into the fetal position right now because I'm pretty much spent now. Change my shorts probably.
Yeah, too, Kevin blew his wad on that grand slam.
Seriously, seriously, I might be I'm spent for 3 days now.
Yeah.
By the way, if you guys want to see what it's like when someone on our team in a big situation hits a jack like that, that's exactly what happens when I'm on the field. Except I have a hat and it's not onto a microphone, so it echoes a little bit less into your eardrum.
Well, all I need, my over already hit. I just need the Cubs to win now, so I'm good. But
it's a new ball game.
Cease is going to be fine, man. A lot of it seems like it's in his head. Like I said, he was grooving right along until the error. And then it seemed like he got all flustered by the error, and then he started walking people, and it sucks. But at the end of the day, guys, these guys are still really young. Cease is still really young.
With Cease, it's not like I'm not a Dylan Cease fan or whatever, but
right.
I have been and I think we talked about it right before the show, just because the hype machine. Look at Dylan 100%. Cease, he's gonna be really fucking good. He should be at top of the rotation arm. I think he has 29 career starts. That's less than a year, something like that. It's around 30 or something. He's still in the less than a whole year of MLB starts. And I forget.
That's wild.
I forget who tweeted it. Yeah, I forget who tweeted it, but they're Lucas Giolito got to pitch through his struggles, but when it didn't matter, it was in the rebuild. Like Dylan Cease has to like pitch through it right now when the Sox are supposed to be good. So like he is gonna get a lot more,
dude, he's only
the
pitching.
spotlight, but like it's like he's still technically like innings or start wise, he's like in his rookie season kind of.
Yeah, experience wise, you've got
experience wise, yeah.
Dude, he's pitched in 30 games.
Yeah, like it's barely at a full year's.
He is 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's
because I think his debut was 2019.
Kind of getting close to that. Figure it out, crap, or get off the pot.
He doesn't even have 150 innings pitched.
I'm just saying at that age,
he walks people.
At that age, I mean, you're not really pumping out new starters into their late 20s.
Right.
I mean, he's got to figure it out. He just,
but
he's a year younger than, isn't he a year younger than, or he's a year older than Rodon.
But here's the thing.
Or no, 4 months older than Rodon.
And it's to your point too, though, like, especially White Sox fans. He's
25. Yeah, he turned 25 in December. My bad.
We've seen what happens when a guy who you can obviously see has the goods, but just isn't putting together what he can work out and become. Mm-hmm. That's what happened with Giolito. It took Giolito 45 starts to get where he's at before he turned that corner. Cease is at 65th. The whole fam is in the comments right now.
Maybe hits a home run and they start popping out like
this is fantastic. I love it. Hi, all fiddlers. Love you all. How you guys doing?
They're going to the game tomorrow. I'm jealous.
Oh, that's awesome. But it's supposed to be gorgeous. Oh, I forgot they're in Atlanta. It's supposed to be gorgeous in Chicago, if that matters. But see, you put Carson Fulmer in the comments, but Carson Fulmer didn't have the 98-mile-an-hour fastball or the curveball.
I was gonna say Carson Fulmer, like he didn't have the lights out stuff,
right?
Like Dylan Cease has the stuff. You just can't.
100%.
And it's hard to quit. It's hard to quit a player like that. It's hard to quit because you're like, this dude has it. It has the stuff. It's the muscle between the ears that sometimes can get in the way. I've heard people talking about. I jokingly made a post today in our DM. Like, we have a lot of Twitter pitching coaches that have never been pitching coaches before.
Dude, it was
throwing
bad.
out cliches that they heard from some coach at a batting cage that is basically getting paid $100 an hour to go, yeah, glove side run, yeah, they're leaking out, like, and not even paying attention to their prospects. Look, the fact is, Cease, nothing's wrong with him fundamentally. It's just he is still trying to figure out the fighter pilot mentality of an elite starter. He has the stuff. He's never struggled. He has to get the innings. He has to go out there and see what works and what doesn't. It sometimes can take a pitcher years to know. Like, maybe he needs to take a little bit off. Maybe he needs to hump up a little bit. I mean, Chasen Shreve is a great example. Chasen was told by freaking Tom Glavine, don't throw hard, throw accurate, be crafty. And so Chasen was throwing 88 his whole, for the first couple of years of his career and is getting lit. And then he goes out there and he goes, I can hump up, coach. And he's throwing 94. And all of a sudden you're in the show. And that's what kind of happens. These guys have to figure out what works best with professional baseball players. What worked at AAA, what worked at AA, what worked at college or in high school isn't the same because you're facing a different caliber of hitter, and they have different. And of course, there's footage, there's film. Everything you do becomes record. And so all of a sudden they look at it and they go, hey, when Dylan Cease is doing, when he gets flustered, if you sit back and you're a little more passive and you let him beat himself, he's going to beat himself. So there's got to, at this point, even if it's only 30 games, there's a report that says this is what happens when you do this. This is what happens when you do this. I think that the book on him right now is simply just is to sit back and let him work himself into a jam if you can. And I think that means a lot of guys going 0-2, 1-2, 2-2 to put him in a position. And the question is now, how will he get to the point where now he's getting that put away? Because teams are going to sit back. And if that's the book. I don't know if that is the book, but it might be. But he's not getting hit around, right? I mean, so it's a matter of sitting back.
He's definitely finding barrels right now,
and that's because he's frustrated. He's coming back over because he's not locating perhaps what he
right. I mean, again, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert, but to me, it just seems like obviously he has the stuff, but like it's still the fastball. And I think Jordan Lazowski's done a great job, tracking the progress, and the whiff rates have been going up this year. Yep. But I still see a little of the, like, yes, he does have the 97, 98 fastball, but like he doesn't necessarily it's not like Kopech. Like Kopech's like throwing like 95, 96, but it looks Like it looks fast.
Or said Kopech. I said Rodon. I meant Kopech the other day.
Steve Stone talked about that, although he called it deceptive speed.
Yeah.
Or, something like that.
Like when
Or-
Cease throws his 97, 98, it just doesn't have that same pop. Like it still gets hit more often than you'd like to see.
Like Craig Kimbrell when he's on, when he's not.
Yeah, like Kimbrell is just like this. It's just like the 1 or 2 mile per hour difference.
Mm-hmm.
But like when he gets the spin rates going, he looks unhittable.
And here's the thing, and I love what Tony La Russa came out and said almost immediately after that game, that Kopech is going to have a lot of different roles right now. He's not. It would be premature to throw him into the starting rotation, and so that tells me that La Russa is sitting here and he believes in Cease a little bit. And also tells me that it would not be a strange thing to see at one point or another the White Sox jumping to a 5 rotation for a little bit, if the need be, if you get to a little bit of a crunch and someone needs maybe an extra day off. And so you have that opportunity, and a guy, I think Kopech is going to have to be a jack of all trades. Like I think he said he might even close some games. Why wouldn't you want someone that's striking out, the first 6 guys that they face, closing the game out, if you need to give Hendricks a day. So Kopech almost creates a new value that Tony La Russa can almost interject into certain scenarios and situations that you didn't have before. And so Cease isn't that guy.
I like that a lot though with Kopech, because it is a good problem for the Sox to have, and you need those guys because exactly as Matty Mitch says in our comment, I'd rather see Michael Kopech than Jimmy Lambert. You know what I'm saying? Like that game on Sunday against the Rangers last year without Kopech, the Sox lose that game because they start like a Stever or a Lambert or someone like that, and they just get shelled. And all Sox fans are like, oh, well, you chalk it up and you move on. But like now you have a sweep. That's 2 sweeps in a row now because Cleveland was technically a sweep.
1 game sweep, baby.
1 game sweep.
Take it where you get it.
But then you have a nice schedule going this week too, where you have you got 3 against Detroit at home. Detroit is limping into the South Side, and you got Giolito, Rodon, and Cease going. So you got, that's a good pitching matchup on Wednesday. Rodon and Mize. That's a good one. And then you got 3 Cleveland at home for 3. So this is a big divisional. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm pretty high on the White Sox right now. I'm feeling pretty good. I really feel like the complaints that are going on about them right now are weird and minor, but some people just need to complain. And if that's your bag, man, go for it. I'm not here to knock on it, but
I just have one question for you, Zoe.
What's up?
Do you sweat the Kansas City Royals?
Kind of, yeah. And yes, Mr. Hand, they face Bieber on Friday. It's Lance Lynn versus Bieber right now.
By the way, Zach Davies immediately went back and gave up the lead with a solo homer. He just freaking sucks.
A timeout on the Sox talk. Ever since the Cubs traded for, I always say that I'm not going to root for guys against guys that are on the Cubs. And it's not like I'm rooting against Zach Davies. But ever since that trade happened with Yu Darvish, I've just a dislike of Zach Davies when he's on the mound.
There's too many guys that throw 74-mile-an-hour curveball.
I just cannot. I cannot. #cannot with
Maddie, I'm guessing you took the Acuna homer boost because I did too. It was
Dan Swanson,
who was seen walking around right field with a big thing of sage before the game, and people were calling him a weirdo. And like they just tweeted, it's not weird if it works. So
absolutely,
he just hit a home run. Now, before we get into the Cubs talk, there's 2 things. One, I'm pretty pumped about this week. We've got a good pitching matchups all week. I think the Sox are out of these next 6 games, because then you have 3, or you got 2 in Cincinnati. But dude, according to ESPN right now, they have the Friday night matchup being Lance Lynn and Bieber. I don't know, maybe they messed that up. But anyways, Cincinnati blows. But to your question, Kansas City has a very sneaky good lineup. Like they got some hitters in there. You know what I mean? And like basically they're flying under the radar right now. Yes, they play Detroit a lot. I get that. Sox are going to fall victim to that too, but they're getting the pitching that they thought they've had the whole time. It's finally coming to fruition. Like Danny Duffy
picked him up. Got me a couple wins this past week.
Danny Duffy is he's actually, if the All-Star game was this weekend, Danny Duffy's an All-Star. Like Danny Duffy is pitching lights out. Casey,
hasn't he always been kind of pretty good against the Sox, or no? Am I making that up?
yeah, kind of, but he's never been like that guy that they thought he was going to be. They always put him up there, but like you're damn straight, Maddie. Kansas City's just got a lineup full of some professional ass hitters. I mean, Whit Merrifield.
Are they going back to their like 2014, 50 kill you by contact days?
It's got that vibe to it, but then they'll see. That's why this team, they have like Jared Dyson, Michael Taylor, Nicky Lopez, and then the contact king, which is Whit Merrifield.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, now they got some pop though with Salvador Perez, Carlos Santana, and even Benton Tendi. He can do it all. So like they have a very good balance in their lineup. But the reason why they're winning though is the pitching. They only got one guy hitting over 300 right now, and that's Jared Dyson, who's playing a hell of a center field. But yeah, I mean, right now they also Carlos Santana and Salvador Perez both have 5 homers. I mean, like they're hitting, dude. But the big thing is with them is their pitching. They're pitching very, very well right now. And, I mean, it's no walk in the park. They're a very beatable team. This White Sox team should definitely beat them. But
like they're definitely not the walkover that they were last year.
No, they're not the Tigers. The Tigers the Tigers fucking suck right now. Like, I don't sweat the Tigers. The Indians are still pretty good. The Royals are good. You know who sucks? The fucking Twins suck.
Okay. Reverse. Are the Pittsburgh Pirates kind of good?
Yes.
Hate to see it.
The Twins suck, and it's awesome, dude.
Pirates keep beating everyone.
I mean, now, before you take a victory lap, it's 162 games.
Oh, I know.
The Royals are still the freaking Royals. The Pirates are still the freaking Pirates. Over the course of an expanded season and a normal season, they can enjoy this time. Maybe they'll catch lightning in a bottle, but in this thing is over. It's gonna be the Sox and the Twins at the top of that division. It's just
sure.
Eventually the cream rises to the top. You just
the Twins have the pitching too, and I'm just enjoying it right now because I'm loving seeing that
like a beast on it.
That absolute turd on Twins Twitter, that Ted or whatever the frick his name is.
I'm not aware.
I don't follow him, but people constantly retweet him into my timeline. He's just this Twins fan. He's got a big following. He's just a huge White Sox troll.
Wait, is that the guy who is like Tim Anderson isn't good or something?
No, that's a different kid from University of Indiana. I don't know that kid. They tweeted out his podcast, and he's like, Tim Anderson is just not that good. And then Herb Lawrence called him out on it. His first response was, I never said he wasn't good. It's like, dude, you literally said that in the first sentence.
I just said he's not that good.
Yeah.
Like the dude that last year said trade Tim Anderson for pitching before Tim Anderson when he was what?
But that dude on the podcast, he opened up his rant about the White Sox saying Tim Anderson's not that good, and I don't think Lucas Giolito is who people built him up to be. And I'm like, those are the 2 worst players on the team you can possibly go after to start an argument against the White Sox. Yeah, he said Giolito wasn't a top 50 pitcher.
He's probably not in the top 50 podcasts in his home.
No, Herb Lawrence roasted him. Herb's awesome at that. He straight ethered the punk. It was whatever, dude. But
I mean, people from Minnesota are they're not uneducated peasants.
No, there's some really good Twins fans out there.
They're very rubish, though.
That Ted guy really,
I
hate that people fucking put him into my mention or into my timeline, but they do, and he's just wrong. And
I mean, these are the same people that think that Kirk Cousins is elite.
yeah, that's wild. But hold on, I want to take a little time out on the show for a second. Time out on the show because we're kind of new to this game, so we don't do as much as we should. Because like the guys at the 108 are real good at this and stuff like that. But we do have merch.
Yeah.
We have Pinwheels and Ivy shirts. You can put it on a shirt,
sweatshirt,
hoodies,
zippy hoodies,
tank tops, show off the guns.
Show it off.
Do you know who did order some stuff yesterday?
Our
boy Yumper.
That a boy
bought some stuff yesterday.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna get laid twice this week. But
and that's with it still in the mail. That's the crazy part. He just shows him the tracking number and the pan is dropped.
Just because they know it's coming. But we got some merch.
Shows them the receipt.
We're gonna
look what I'm getting.
We'll get better at tweeting out the link to the merch page. Actually, if one of you two want to tweet it out right now, we'll retweet it out. But go get some merch. Like, we're not trying to get rich off this stuff. Basically, any of the money that we get from the merch, we're going to put into the show.
But also, if you guys want to make us rich by buying a lot of merch, do that too.
I mean, that's fine. Little babies all got to eat, but it's fine. I mean, Little Baby's all got a Pinwheels and Ivy onesie. What up, L Wills? Thank you for that. But you can get coffee mugs. These baseball ringer shirts are the shit.
Tank tops. They got ladies
tank
sizes,
tops,
men's
get
sizes.
Suns out, guns out. It's starting to be summer here in Chicago. So I got a black sleeve shirt on. You can't see all the gun, but there's a lot of gun in there. Yeah, see, Mr. Hand, there you go. Roll the dice, dude. Just go ahead, order them up.
I dig the 3/4 tees. I mean, I have mine.
I like
been wearing
3/4 tees. Yeah,
I love them.
I love these kind of shirts.
Mm-hmm. They're the old school. They're like the 1980s boyfriend from a serial killer movie that gets killed first T-shirts too. They always were wearing those in like Friday the 13th, and I love them.
100%.
They're the baseball shirts from the 80s. I love them. They're 3/4 tees.
As soon as we started talking shit about the Twins, they took the lead in the 8th.
The
Don't
tank tops
worry,
are pretty cool
don't
too.
worry. Alex Colomé will blow it again or something.
Yep. And then, I mean, the last thing about the White Sox, people just relax on like Jose Abreu, relax on Grandal, relax on, well, Tim Anderson's hitting out. It's been proven year after year after year after year. Jose Abreu plays better when it gets warmer out. 100%. I mean, and Steve Stone loves to bring up the fact that the season last year, his MVP season, started in June when it was hot outside. It's a slow start, man. The whole league is starting slow. We brought it up earlier. The whole league sucks right now. So just give them some time. They're going to be okay. And that's the scary thing is the White Sox are top 5 in all these offensive categories, and that's with Jose Abreu not hitting well.
Well, it's because you have Yermin to God.
Yermin the God. That's his new. That is actually his new name on the show, official right now. Yermin the God. And I also want to
fucking incredible. He just gets hit every time. It's just a hit.
His approach to strikes is comparable to Nick Madrigal's. Like he just shortens up so much, and it's great.
It is. It's like Nick Madrigal with power. Fucking scary.
And all he does is hit. Never put him in the field again, though. Please, like never do that again. Just let him hit, though. But Yermin to God. I want to plant our flag right now. We were talking about Yermin to God.
2019. Remember, we're like, why isn't he up?
We have tapes on this, and I've seen other shows out there claiming that they're the ones that put Yermin on the map. That is not accurate information. I have tweets with our old intern when he used to show up when he liked us on the show. We would talk about Yermin Mercedes when he would dance around with his shirt off, pouring champagne on himself. We were tweeting that GIF before he became Yermin to God.
We should have just made Kevin get the tattoo, like because we had the tattoo.
That would have been proof.
But he was never called up. I think.
That
was the problem in 2019. He was never called up.
Wait, did Acuna just hit a home run?
Oh, did he? So
no, he's just
he's up to bat right now.
Yeah, hit.
Right now. I was like, whoa, you just crapping at me. Am I that delayed? No, Zach Davies is just right back out there, just giving up base runners and then setting tables because he sucks.
He hit him.
Oh, he hit him. Oh, even better. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just keep giving up more base runners, dude. Yeah, hit him right in the kidney. Oh, that belt is really shiny.
But yeah, dude,
shiny belt.
I want to take full Yermin to God credit. We should actually make that a T-shirt.
Make that T-shirt. Boom. TM. Copyright it. Whatever needs to be done.
Stamp it.
That's ours.
Stamp
Yermin to God.
Acuna is not an overrated hack. Salt in the cloud. I ride with you.
No. Oh, that's a bad take.
Now you're just trolling.
I'll ride with you on a lot of takes here, man. But that is not correct.
That's just wrong. That's just wrong.
Did you say his name? Acuna. Not what was it? Bryce Harper correcting that dude was next level funny. He's like, it's Acuna.
Did one of you tweet out the merch link?
No. Kevin, do you have it? I don't.
I can go find it. I think that I sent it to Yumpy Yump. Let's see, where is it? Let's see here. Nope, that's him. It's another GIF from him. It's another GIF from him. Another GIF from him.
Should we take the Diddy route and be like, buy merch or die?
Buy merch or die. Or Yermin to God will hit you with a bat.
Yeah.
Copy link.
Buy merch or
It's
die.
a Bitly, isn't it? There we go.
Yeah, Acuna got hit by a pitch. That doesn't help my home run bet. But anyways, I mean, Cubs are the GIF that Fids stole from me and tweets out of him in the doctor's head, giving them the electric paddles. It's come to fruition.
It worked last week.
The Cubs are, I mean, they're in the last, 14 days, they're like the best offense in baseball.
I think last week, I forget what the stat was, but like before Sunday, I think their last 6 games, they scored 45% of their runs for the entire year. So like in 6 days, they almost matched their production of like the previous 3 weeks.
Yeah, dude, it was weird. It was literally like someone just like turned the fire hydrant on or something.
Oh god, he almost gave up a home run, but no, warning track. And Acuna was so deep though. Acuna was able to tag up.
All right, here we go. Let's focus on some positives. Nico Horner, through injuries, is up and looks like he's gonna stay up. Again, it sucks that Jock Peterson is hurt and it's been awful.
We'll see if he stays up. We'll see if he stays up. He still has 10 days of service time. And
I'll be right back. Keep
They're not going to send Sogard down. Who are they going to send down? I don't know. This is going to be great, though. I love that he's killing it. So it really does put them in a position to like. I think in that front office's mind, they wanted him to struggle and not be good. They thought they could maybe cool him, and it didn't work. And the kid came out just hot. I love it. Like, so honestly, who are you going to send down? Sogard, Bodie, and him are both hitting. All three hitting well. But the only one that has options.
Well, who just got hurt?
Javi. Oh, Javi.
There you go. 10-day DL.
Well, there we go. And hey, guess what?
Nico's up, actually getting time. Great to see. I mean, who else has been? I mean, the entire lineup again. Like Zoe said, like somebody just like turned on the water here and just like pouring a run against the Mets. Got lucky that they didn't face Jacob deGrom, who like the next start had a complete game, 15 strikeout game when he started on Friday. So got kind of lucky there, but thank you, Jacob, for skipping that start at Wrigley. And then they just can't fucking beat the Brewers. They just can't beat the Brewers.
Acuna's at second. Great job by Sogard keeping the tag on him again. His foot popped up. His cleat left the bag. He was out.
Quick question: do you like that rule?
Yep.
Even if it's like the one that KB got thrown out or he was called out.
Absolutely. You know what it does? It rewards infielders or those that are tagging for actually properly tagging. You always get the swipe tags are stupid. Nobody should be teaching swipe tags. If someone's teaching swipe tags, fire your coach. Okay. If someone's doing the V line, no, you catch the ball, you put it down, and you hold it on the runner until everything is done. There is no, you're not a ninja, dude. Put the tag down, tag the runner. If he flies by and he's safe, keep the tag on him some way, shape, or form. And guess what? I love the fact that it rewards them because we teach that. You take the tag down. And Sogard does it perfectly. He sees it, he drops the tag. There it is, keeps it on his calf. Oh,
Yumper. All right, so Yumper commented, and this is pretty much where I'm at with the Cubs right now, where Lee Yumper commented, the Cubs are not trying to lose, but they're not putting themselves in the position to win, which is like, yeah.
They didn't overturn it, even though his cleat was about that far off the bag.
And again, it goes back to me, it just goes back to the offseason of what was the plan? Like you traded your best pitcher for 4 high school kids who aren't going to be here for like 3 or 4 years. So you kind of threw away your chances of maximizing your chances to win in 2021. Mm-hmm. So like, what's the plan here?
And that's the thing is, we know what the plan is. Cut payroll so Tom Ricketts can make sure that his profits fit into his pocket. We know what the real thing is. Every time a member of the media gaslights the public about,
is that for you, Kevin?
That's my sister. Hey, sis, Dorito feet. Every time, again, the Nico Horner came up. The victory lap from Chicago
your official
media,
nickname, Kevin?
She calls me Stinky Head. She's Dorito feet though. But it looked like his foot kind of popped off. But if that cleat popped off, I mean, it looked like on that one little angle, it looked like his foot came off. But anyway, the fact is that when you look at, this whole, oh God, now I just lost my train of thought. Holy hell.
It happens. Trust me. Lord knows it.
You're talking about Tom Ricketts
with
just
Ricketts,
raking in the money.
the idea that we're supposed, again, when Nico was called up, the Chicago corporate media taking a victory lap for every person that said service time manipulation was next level corporate shill. Like crap right there. Like I was actually disappointed in a few of them. Gordy, of course, is going to do that because let's be honest. It's blatantly obvious and it's known in the media world that the Chicago Cubs are vindictive with their credentialing. And if you cross the Cubs and you critique the Cubs in a negative manner, somehow sooner or later, your credentials no longer come in the mail and you are no longer going to be given that access. The Chicago Cubs are one of the worst organizations at creating what we call flack in the corporate media model from Noam Chomsky. Noam Chomsky, every time that when you report negatively in a corporate like the Cubs, pull your credentials, or we can actually go like Dana White the other day. Dana White is pulling the Las Vegas Review-Journal's press credentials for their fight here in Vegas in the summer. Why? Because they wrote a paragraph that he didn't like and it made him mad. And that's called flack. And that's what the Cubs do. So some of these media guys in Chicago jumped to take their victory lap. And I don't know if they're holding water or whatever it is, but it's a really weird victory lap knowing that all Nico Horner has to do now is be sent down for 10 days and they get that extra year of control. They took out almost 30 days of service time for a guy that was blatantly, obviously good enough to help a historically bad offense right out of the gate. And they sent him down and they kept him down, even as bad as they were. And when we had two guys in the spot that were like basically 4 for like 50 at one point. So it is just BS, and we'll see soon. I love that Horner's doing well, but it's just, again, with the Ricketts family, they're just trying to put money in their pocket. So this is, I mean, as much as the media tells us it's not a sellout, as much as he says we're not tearing things down, everything that he has said that they're not doing, they have done. The only thing that they haven't done that he said he was going to do or not do was actually have a working network that is on more than one platform for people to watch and enjoy, the Marquee Network. They've really blown that one up pretty bad, but it's just, I don't think there is a plan other than to cut payroll. And this is the problem that I have with how Ricketts is operating. There's no, like, name one franchise in the world that looks at it and says, there's a guy like doing what Chris Bryant is doing right now, and they're not even calling and even throwing out a single number. That's the problem. How are you not at this point negotiating something, unless, of course, we already know what's going to happen. They have a plan, which is let him walk, get the comp pick, or trade him. They're lucky for them. He's having a great year. He can do it. But this is, give him a call. Because I know this. The Dodgers have called. There's a reason why KB's been out in the outfield for 4 or 5 straight games. They're showcasing him for the Dodgers. That's the only team I can tell you I can confirm has called. They're not happy with Pollock, and they've kicked the tires. And KB goes to the Dodgers. I will tell you this right now. He will never leave. He will win at least 2 or 3 World Series, probably a World Series MVP, maybe another MVP. And I will take a gigantic dump on Tom Ricketts' head in the shape of a Dodger emblem, if I could, because that's where it's going to head.
Kinky.
That would be impressive.
It would be. His head's freaking large. He's got a 5 head.
Otani's getting touched up a little bit.
But
no.
Unacceptable stuff, and this is where they're going. So, Ian Happy's not raking, but he sure is getting on about 350 times out of 1,000. He's got a 350 OBP, so I guess you can complain about it, but he's still getting on base.
Yeah, I think I was on with Sean on Friday, and I brought up Ian Happ, and it was like, it's hard to get mad at a guy because, like, yeah, he's not hitting, but, like, at least he is still getting on base.
Right.
Like, he is still walking. Like, yes, it's frustrating as hell that, he's still missing these fastballs right down the damn middle of the plate, but he is drawing his walks. Hopefully he gets, like, just starts to hit the ball, because that's a problem. He's had some contact issues,
and that's a good thing. It's a good problem to have. When he starts hitting, you're gonna take that OBP, and that thing's gonna push up 380. I mean, he dropped down to the 5-hole today. They threw Nico in the leadoff spot, by the way, who, besides, of course, the sweet double by Davies, Nico Horner had a great piece on a slider that pushed away, and he just sat back and just drove a line drive into right field. Boom, not hard, shortened up, punched the baseball. Nico almost needs to be in the leadoff spot at this point right now until maybe Ian Happ gets better. The Javi thing makes it a lot easier for them to make a little bit of a switch and justify it and not hurt someone's feelings. But you look at what he's doing. You want a guy like that with a 1.4 OPS in the leadoff spot, a guy that's not gonna, the guy
especially. I know tonight it's because Baez was hurt, or he's hurt. He has the hammy or whatever. But Ian Happ, I love Ian Happ, but against when he bats righty, so against lefties, he's just not good. So against lefties, Nico should be a lot higher in the lineup more consistently, because you can't. I love Ian Happ, but, like, when you have, I love his on base percentage skills as a left-handed hitter, but as a right-handed hitter, he hasn't been very good. So I need Nico higher in the lineup against lefties.
So
when that happens.
Am I seeing this correctly? The Cubs don't have anyone hitting over 300?
No.
Let's see. Let me see what we
I think KB's the closest.
Well,
KB's like at 2.
He was 292, but he might be over 300 after the Grand Slam.
No, 297. He's 297.
Okay.
So yeah, no. Merzick is hitting over 300, isn't he?
Well, I think it's like you have to get a certain
right, qualified.
Yeah.
But
hey.
But
no, you bring up Jake Merzick. He's a guy with Jock hurt now. He's been playing a little more. He should be getting some more at bats.
How does he? Like, this is the thing is, Jock, he took that little pay cut. He bet on himself.
Oh, Jock.
What do you do when you have Merzick swinging it? You can throw KB out there, and you've got Horner, and you got Duffy swinging it better than Jock. You've got all these guys that are swinging it better. And, is this a beat your head against the wall and say, Jock, maybe we'll figure it out? Because the minute Jock left the lineup, this lineup put up double digits how many times since he left? Like, since he's been hurt? Like 3?
The thing with Jock, though, is like, how we're like with Javi, and it's like, when you look at Javi, and it's just like he's just guessing up there. Like, that's what Jock Peterson looked like.
You can't have those two back to back in that lineup anymore.
Well, like, that's what he was looking like. And like, as bad as Javier Baez was, Jock was like more awful.
Because Javi gets his little nut once in a while. Like, again, his grand slam up 6. Up 6 in a game.
Javi at least, like, for all the shit that he was terrible, because I think the strikeout percentage was like near 50%.
Good money on Javi Baez to hit a home run, and he delivered for me.
He did. And you know what? He did it off the back end of a back end of a bullpen in a blowout, which is fine. Look, he needs to get right. Javi can get right. Look, I don't hate. I've said it a million times. I hate when people think that I hate Javi Baez. I don't. He drives me nuts because he has the most potential of any player on the entire Chicago Cubs roster, and he wastes it. He's not
the best all-around player, as some in the media have put out.
That was Gordon Whitmer again.
And you know what?
That makes it a troll or what?
You know what? If we could just cut the media noise off too, like I think maybe if I just didn't see the constant excuse making and like suckage or whatever we want to call it, the sycophantic stuff that goes around with it, it probably wouldn't be as painful. But the way that he approaches the game and his lack of the thing the other night was ridiculous. Not running out of fly ball almost cost the Cubs a game. And everyone makes it, he just made one mistake. No, he's done this before. He did it in a freaking playoff game. He pimped a homer, and the ball didn't even leave the yard. It like one hopped the fence. And it's not the first time. He does it a lot. So every time a Javi Baez excuse is made, K-Fitz gets his angry wings because the excuse making is where it goes. And the fact that he doesn't show prepared, and the fact that he doesn't take his job serious enough. He is having fun, great, but this isn't a college fraternity. And that's where I get upset with Javi, is because things that I know, he could be better. He doesn't put the time in. I'm sorry. Last year it was replay. Well, now what's your excuse? Because we'll get a new excuse soon. It's like it's spirit board or whatever, vision board.
It's a long season, and he's pacing himself.
Right. That's what.
But Jock.
But I don't hate him. It's just he's leaving too much out. He's leaving too much out there, and that drives me as a coach nuts.
Peterson.
I don't hate kids on our team that we coach that waste their potential. It drives me nuts. It hurts me to see that they could be better, and I feel like it hurts the game.
Kevin, we get it.
No.
Jock Peterson looks
good, super good. I'm so glad you guys got him.
Worse than Javier Baez before he went to the injured list.
So glad you guys got him. Jock Peterson.
That's your guy.
It made me. I was.
So that is your guy. Don't turn your fucking back now.
He was hurt. He was playing hurt.
Wait till
he comes back healthy.
Here's the thing, too. Tendonitis in your wrist sometimes can be translated as vaginitis. I need extra reps because it's not working for me right now, and we need to make a couple roster changes.
I'm just hoping it was because like I think when TA went on the injured list, it was just like I think it was just after 1 week. Like TA got off to a slow start, but he got the reset.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start over. He's come back on fire. I'm just hoping we get like half of that for Jock.
These are some of the games that these guys play. They not Jock, but like the front office. Maybe he just needed like a timeout.
Yeah.
Hey, your wrist is a little sore. We got tendonitis. Hey, you're feeling better today. It's only been 2 days, but all of a sudden you're feeling better. Good job, Maples, way to get out of that jam. Thank goodness.
Otani's getting touched.
But the Jock thing is going to be an interesting decision to make because, again, you can't have Jock and Javi together. You can't have this exact same dudes twice in a row. Bodie, thank God, is starting to snap out. It was almost like he knew Nico Horner was on, like hovering over a little bit. And Bodie moving to third, Nico staying at second, KB moving to the outfield a little bit, has really cleaned up a chunk of the lineup that was, obviously historically bad. So that's going to be such an interesting thing to watch. I don't have much faith. I have a feeling that somehow Nico, because he has the options and because of the service time, is going to somehow get sent back down. I have a terrible feeling about it. Now, hopefully I'm wrong. Maybe this. I don't know. Can you send Duffy down? Does he have any? I don't think I think he's the only one with options. So,
fellas, we're at the hour and 20-minute mark. We are going to do a show on Thursday night.
Yep. Let's save it.
Let's put a pin in this.
Before we go, Zoe, why don't you live bet the Cubs right now?
Ooh.
I already got a bet on them winning.
Do it for the show. Do it. Double down.
I already got them winning.
Double down, so come on.
What inning is it? I don't even know.
It's like the fifth?
End of the fourth?
Come on, it's only a 1-run game.
Wouldn't be terrible. Dylan Maples is pitching. So they
He
already
got out of it, though.
They already got in the pen. I just need Acuna to hit a home run and the Cubs to win.
I mean, all right.
Yeah, see,
I mean,
here.
that's the thing, though. Like, what if his home run is like a walk-off?
Then I break even, basically. So I'm good.
Oh, do you? All right.
Yeah.
Well, then never mind.
Twins and the Indians are tied in the ninth. I'm probably going to go turn that game on. All right, fellas. So for the Banshee Screaming KB Grand Slam Fids, again, if you are deaf and have a doctor's bill, you can send it to Fids. I doubt he's going to pay for it.
Sorry
But
about that. Yeah.
You can send it. He's not going to do anything.
Yep.
You can send
And
it.
then
I
for
appreciate the
Aldo,
passion of your ringing ears.
for Aldo Hamzo, go buy a T-shirt, and we'll see you on Thursday night.